Make your gold multiply. Indeed, make your gold multiply. Because once that you've acquired the discipline, once that you've acquired the knowledge to budget your expenses, to control your expenses, you will start to accumulate money. But we can't let money sit. Money is of no value, of no use, unless it flows, unless it circulates. That's why we call it currency. So we gotta put our money to work. We gotta make sure that our money works for us. We don't have to work for it.
And I said, make the money, don't let the money make you.
Oh yes, and another very important book to understand how important it is to budget and how important it is to be frugal at the beginning of our investment journey, of our wealth building journey, is The Millionaire Next Door. We'll talk about it.
I wanna be a billionaire so fucking bad.
Now, sticking to Arcad and his teachings, he says, gold in a purse is gratifying to own, and it satisfies a miserly soul, but earns nothing. The gold we may retain from our earnings is but the start. The earnings it will make shall build our fortunes. Arcad continues on giving his students practical examples. He explains that the first investment he made didn't quite work out. And then he started to lend money. He started to lend money to people he could trust. And I think that underneath this example, there is a very valuable lesson. A lesson about the importance of our network. Have you ever heard the quote that says that our network is our net worth? Well, it is crucial that we associate with people that can help us grow personally, professionally, and financially. How do you think that my wife and I, coming from a different country, barely speaking any language, with very little money, with no bank credit, we started to acquire income producing real estate? We were able to do that thanks to the network we built, to the network we created, among which were people that trusted us enough to lend us their money. Because people do business with people they trust.
One thing I want to say about these two, I'm very proud of them, because as someone who teaches, you can teach 1 million people, but nobody's going to benefit from it if they don't take action.
And they've taken some
They've
action
taken
here.
action. That's why I'm so proud of them.
So focus on building your network first, and then understand that your wealth does not depend on the amount of money you possess, but it is based upon the income that it generates, the income, the cash flow that it creates.
Income, expense, asset, liability. And the last two words are the words cash flow. And that's why the game is called cash flow. And the secret to being rich is not a college education, but can you control cash flow?
Speaking of cash flow and Robert Kiyosaki, who's the person that you just saw, the next playlist I will be working on once that I'm done with this one about the richest man in Babylon will be about one of his books, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. But now, finishing up with the third cure to a lean purse, here is how Arcad ends the lesson. I tell you, my students, a man's wealth is not in the coins he carries in his purse. It is the income he builds, the golden stream that continually flows into his purse and keeps it always bulging. That is what every man desires. That is what you, each one of you, desires. An income that continues to come whether you work or travel. And then he goes on explaining his students what is compounding and the power of it. And what's compounding? Compounding, as I said before, is the money that the money you've already made is making you.
Forget about the price tag.
So cure number 3 is put each coin to work so that it can reproduce its kind. Guard your treasure from loss. Be better with books.
This video has been brought to you
By us at
Real Estate Helpful Solutions.
We Buy Houses, helping people.
To find out more about how we can be of help, text or call us at 727-366-6916 or send us an email at the email address you see in the photo.
Speaking of cash flow and Robert Kiyosaki, who's the person who you just saw, that no. What's compounding? As I said before, compounding is the money that the money you've already made is making you. There are a lot of monies involved in this sentence, so it's a bit confusing. But money.
Money, 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 yeah.
Improve your thinking by reading to improve.